When I get up for breakfast, there's no oats in the bin, 'cause everything is going out and nothing's coming in. Believe me when I tell you, I have heard the news. I got those empty feed bag blues.
The idea for the show came from a short story by Walter R. Brooks about a talking horse named Mr. Ed. He had written 16 stories about Mr. Ed. The story, Ed Signs the Pledge, appeared in Argosy magazine in June 1944. It was that story which was used to sell the idea to the TV executives. In 1963, Bantam Books published a paperback collection of Mr. Ed stories called The Original Mr. Ed as a merchandising tie-in to the series. Mr. Brooks died in 1958 before the series came to television. Mr. Ed, the classic 60s fantasy sitcom featuring the comedy team of Mr. Ed and Wilbur. Mr. Ed, of course, was a talking horse, and Wilbur Post was his owner, a clumsy Los Angeles architect. Bamboo Harvester played the title role of Mr. Ed, a talking palomino. Actually, he was an American saddlebred part Arabian gelding born in 1949, and he died in 1970. He was born in Los Angeles area, but sources disagree, though, as to whether he was born in El Monte or at the Harvester Farms in Chadworth, California. Alan Lane, a former Western film actor, was the voice of Mr. Ed. The Academy Award-nominated and two-time Emmy Award-winning actor Alan Young played Wilbur Post, the klutzy architect and Mr. Ed's owner. And by the way, if you've seen the show, you know Mr. Ed would only talk to Wilbur. Mr. Ed was a rather obnoxious and inconsiderate troublemaker. His human-like behavior far exceeded anything expected of a horse. A running gag throughout the series was other characters would hear Wilbur talk to the horse and then ask him who he was talking to. Mr. Ed was an amazing creature. When I was watching the show, I once saw him play baseball and even sing on the show. But throughout the show's history, why Mr. Ed was able to talk was never explained and rarely questioned. In the very first episode, when Wilbur expressed his inability to understand why or how Mr. Ed offered his explanation, Mr. Ed said, "Don't try. It's bigger than both of us." And that was that. Nothing more was ever said about it. Clint Eastwood, Zsa Zsa Gabor, Mae West, and Johnny Crawford were just a few of those who had to deal with Mr. Ed's antics.
I'll show 'em who's the brains of this outfit.
Well, Leo, I hope you win those 3 games in your home stand.
Why, we're a cinch, thanks to... Hey, what's going on out there? What's all this clowning around here, John? You know we got a big game tonight.
Ignore my horse. He's just a show-off.
It was the horse's idea, Leo. We look around, and there he is with a bat in his mouth.
It'll make a great publicity shot, Leo.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Say, is it okay if Sandy tosses one to him nice and easy?
Ed wants to make a fool of himself. It's okay with me.
All right. Sandy, nice and easy, huh, buddy? Okay, John.
Did you see that?
I don't believe it.
Slide in! Slide!
You know, that's the smartest horse I ever saw.
He's not so smart. He forgot to touch second base.
Rocky Lane, the voice of Mr. Ed, wanted credit for his voice work once the show became a success. It was not to happen, though, so Lane accepted a raise instead. Supposedly, the shooting day would end when Bamboo Harvester would walk off the set as if to call it quits. Alan Young saw Bamboo Harvester's trainer, Les Hilton, as the disciplinary father figure and himself as the comforting mother figure. When scolded by Hilton for missing a cue, Bamboo Harvester would move to Young for comfort. So how did the producers get Mr. Ed to talk? Initially, a string was used to flip Mr. Ed's upper lip. As the show progressed, horse trainer Les Hilton taught the gelding to wag his lips whenever his hoof was touched. Alan Young said, "In fact, he soon learned to do it when I stopped talking during a scene. Mr. Ed was very smart." Before his death in 2016, Alan Young said, "The two of us are great friends on the show. Only one of us is a horse. Mr. Ed is much more than an animal who talks. He's a personality of many moods and a mind all of his own. Do you know who calls the lunch breaks on our show? That horse does. When he's hungry, he just tosses his head and turns his back to the camera.